South Africa stands on a nice age tonight. A man who has shaped politics with fire, controversy and defiance, Julius Malema has been declared guilty not on one, not on two, but 5 firearm related charges. Now the court has spoken, the evidence is clear, but the nation is still in shock because Julius is still walking free. Now for many, this is not just about Julius, this is about justice, power, and whether the rule of law truly holds when it comes to the powerful. Coming up next.
So much fun, guys!
What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Foreigner. I am a foreigner from East Africa, Uganda. I'm from East Africa, Uganda, and I do foreign vlogs. I do interviews about foreigners or with foreigners, or I tell you foreign stuff pretty much. So I started up this journey from South Africa, one of the most amazing countries in the world. Mzanzi for sure is one of the best countries. So now the story today I'm going to bring you, actually firstly I want to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button so that you can be one of the first people to watch new videos like this one. So guys, today a developing story is about Julius Malema. Julius Malema is the party president of EFF, Economic Freedom Fighters, one of the biggest parties in South Africa. So this guy is under fire, has been found guilty of 5 firearm related charges. Now, way back in 2018, EFF, or Economic Freedom Fighters, the political party in South Africa, was having a 5th year anniversary in one of the provinces or districts in South Africa, in Eastern Cape, in a place called East London. So they converged over 20,000 supporters of this party in celebration. So as the CIC or the president or the chairman of this party was talking to his supporters, he took one of his bodyguards' gun or rifle and shot about 14 or 15 bullets in the air, live bullets in the air, just to fire them up or to give them a vibe, or to like pretty much to give them morale. So after that, you remember now it's 2025, one of an Afrikaner lobby group called Afriforum opened up a case against him for doing that. This was actually after the video of Julius Malema went viral on social media. Like, everyone could see that this guy is having a celebration or having a good time or firing up his supporters or morale boosting his supporters. So Afriforum, a lobby group of Afrikaners or white South Africans, opened up a case against him. So now he has been found guilty of 5 firearm related charges. So now the story is gonna change. Now we don't know what to do, because really as Africans we like so many Africans like to hear from Malema. Usually when you see clips of him in the parliament, what he does, how he says, how he speaks, you could see that he sort of brings out a picture of a vibrant, charismatic, brave African leader. Well, at some point you could disagree with me, or you could disagree with him. You would not like him at some other issues when he's fronting the ABCDGTP group or other issues. But when it comes to being bold and being Pan-African, you would really side with this guy. So now what is next for Julius Malema. I really do not know what's going to be next for him, because he's a very big prominent politician on the continent. He's known everywhere, and I mean, last time I checked, even the president of United States of America knows about him, Trump. Well, so actually, firstly, I want to talk to you about Afriforum. Afriforum is an Afrikaner, or a group of white South Africans that actually also reported EFF, or even its president. Actually, they told Donald Trump that there is a white genocide in South Africa. Like, white people are being massacred or killed easily, or anytime, or in huge numbers. So when they showed these Afriforum guys, when they showed Trump the videos of the killings, they were not actually made sure. They were not really what they said, what a genocide is defined as. So now, here we are in 2025. I mean, that story for Afriforum is a story for another day. But now, these guys are the same guys that are on Julius Malema's case. Now they opened up a case against him, and he's been found guilty. Now, as Africans, or as foreigners, what do we take out of this judgment? Well, as this time, Julius Malema has not been sentenced, has not been put behind bars, but being found guilty is next to being sentenced to imprisonment. And actually, based on the South African constitution, unlawful possession of a firearm or misuse of a firearm tantamounts to 15 years of imprisonment. So now, a person of Julius Malema's stature, I don't think he's gonna be facing 15 years of imprisonment. And actually, when he was asked about this, he said he's not afraid of being imprisoned, neither is he afraid of death, because all revolutionaries actually are not scared or afraid of the two things. So now, what do we take from this? Firstly, I brainstormed a few points from this, and actually, guys, buckle up. Firstly, watch the video of what happened and what Malema had to say about this, and then when we return, I'll give you what I think about the videos.
Accused 1, in respect of counts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you are found guilty as charged. Accused 2, Mr. Snyman, in respect of counts 4 and 6, you are found not guilty and discharged. You may be seated. Mr. Malema, the matter is postponed to the 23rd of January for the pre-sentence reports. Now, in this regard, I want to place on record, I am not sure as to whether the defense, being Afrikaner and myself, will be reading evidence or calling witnesses in that regard, and then the state to address. So, depending on how much time is utilized in that process, I cannot say sentence will be pronounced on the same day. It depends on what you will be presenting before court on that day. Therefore, bail extended, warned 9 o'clock to proceed, 23 January 2026.
Yeah, welcome back from that short video. Well, guys, firstly, I would like to say Julius Malema is a Pan-Africanist. So, as a Pan-African or as a Pan-Africanist, it means much to us as Africans, because now if he is sentenced to jail or he's in prison, our voice is going to be shattered. We're not going to be having a bigger voice of his level. Firstly, as foreigners in South Africa, you know, he has been a big voice for us. He has always talked about unity and talked about foreigners being welcome in South Africa, especially foreigners from the African continent. So now our voice is gonna be shut down. Now, at some point, I would not be bothered by that, because having been to South Africa, I know why foreigners shouldn't be flocking into that country, because it's a free country. I mean, people need to enjoy their country, and I mean the citizens need to enjoy their country themselves, but that's a story for another day as well. So the other point I noted, Now his political and social fallout. Now if he's sentenced to jail and is imprisoned for sure, it's going to be a big challenge for his political career, and socially it's going to be a problem, or it's going to be a very big difference. Firstly, he's the chairman or the president of the EFF. So when he's in prison, he's been so vocal that his voice usually gives you a picture that he's the only big man, or he's the only lion in the party. So when he is behind the bars, I feel like it's going to be so hard for EFF to be as vocal as it has been when he was still outside. Because now you see one of the big pillars or the founders of EFF, Boysen Ndlozi, is no longer part of the party. Then there's also this other guy, Floyd Shivambu, also joined MK, and then after a couple of months he was also kicked out of MK. Now there's no big voices from the EFF. I know for sure I'm not well conversant with EFF as most of you, or as some of you who are in South Africa, but I know for a fact from far away from South Africa I could only hear his voice louder than anyone else's from the EFF party. So his imprisonment is gonna impact negatively the party itself. Then the other thing, what's the fate of foreigners in South Africa? Well, he has been a big voice for foreigners actually. As a matter of fact, during the xenophobic attacks and fights during the 2019 unrest in South Africa, he was so vocal that he could pour some water to the attacks and the riots and the so now that he's been found guilty, maybe he's gonna be arrested, or he's gonna be under the arrest, and then his voice is gonna be shattered. So we don't know what's gonna happen for foreigners. I mean, we need someone to talk for us. Actually, right now I'm not a foreigner, but on the channel I'm a foreigner anyway, so it means a lot to me. So what's the fate of foreigners in South Africa? Because he's been talking for us, he's been talking for foreigners who are there in South Africa, both legal and illegal foreigners in South Africa. Now their jobs, their businesses, I mean, they're gonna be facing a big challenge, because their big voice, their papa, their fighter is no longer gonna be on the streets of South Africa. Well, so for South Africans, what does this mean for you? I mean, for the black South Africans, because I know for sure the black South Africans that are majority in South Africa, and actually they face a back and forth fight between them and the AfriForum, which is a group for white South Africans. They usually fight over power, they fight over policies. I mean, EFF is a strong political party in South Africa in the sense that whatever is happening in South Africa, at some point, at a large extent, they have to be so careful not to face a backlash from the EFF. Let it be the media, let it be the ANC, the ruling party, let it be the DA, let it be AfriForum, this Afrikaner group, let it be any other party or anything that happens in South Africa. Let it be the State of Nation address when the president is going to speak. He's most likely to be afraid of the EFF reaction. So even it be the reading of the budget, they take serious caution of EFF response. So now that the big man of EFF is found guilty, do you think he's gonna be arrested? Do you think he's gonna be put to jail? Because that also could bring up an unrest or instability or riots. Because I know for sure, just like Ubaba Jacob Zuma, there's a point he was arrested, and they requested him to take himself to police for imprisonment, and he kept on postponing the dates until they came to pick him up in KZN, KwaZulu-Natal, Durban. And now, after his arrest, there's so many people that died in riots or in opposition of his arrest. Now, similarly, Julius Malema is of that caliber. He could also pull the same level of riot or protest against his arrest. Whether he is guilty or not, I mean, the kind or the amount of love South Africans have for him, especially the black South Africans, they could end up protesting or rioting against his arrest. Anyway, let's see what happens. I want to hear from you guys in the comment sections. Tell me what you think. Is it a big impact? Has EFF or Julius Malema himself had a big impact on this South African political scene or not? And definitely I know for a fact he has had a big impact on South Africa, on the African continent. So what do you guys think? If you're watching from South Africa, from the US, from Uganda, from Tanzania, Kenya, from Zimbabwe, tell me what you think about this vlog. Subscribe, like, share and comment. Peace out.